wabarakatuh. It is something very strange indeed as we address you tonight on the topic of the future of Islam in India, Pakistan, Bangladesh, Kashmir. Not the future of Muslims, Pakistanis, not the future of Bangladeshis, the future of Islam in this region of the world. At a time when very strange things are happening in the world, very ominous things, dangerous things are happening in the world. It is clear for those who have been studying what's happening in the world that we are now located at a very, very dangerous moment in history. That in the same way you had the First World War 100 years ago, and then you had the Second World War about 70 years ago, that we are now located at that moment in time when the World War of World Wars is about to take place, about which Nabi Muhammad alayhi salatu wasalam had prophesied. But he didn't call it World War. But the politicians in Pakistan and the politicians in Bangladesh and the politicians in India don't study this subject. Politicians don't study this subject. He didn't call it world wars. What did he call it? Nabi Muhammad sallallahu ta'ala alayhi wasallam spoke about the malhama. The malhama, the great war. So First World War and Second World War were only preparation for what is now about to occur. And it is going to impact on the whole world. But it is going to impact very significantly on India, Pakistan and Bangladesh. Israel is likely to launch those wars. It could be one of 4 targets. And you know it already. It could be Pakistan, and the Pakistanis know it. That's why the Israeli Mossad and the CIA combined to launch the 9/11 terrorist attack on America. Why? Because they wanted to get an opening into Afghanistan, so they could send a few 100,000 troops into Afghanistan, so they can use Afghanistan as the base to destabilize Pakistan. The only people who don't understand that are the politicians. Everybody else understands that. Because if a politician were to say, Israeli Mossad did 9/11, that's it, he's finished as a politician. The Zionists are not going to support him, they're going to finish with him. So the politicians know where they get their roti from. And so they'll know what to say and what not to say. And so an attack on Pakistan was prepared since 9/11, 10 years now. And the attack on Pakistan is meant to destroy Pakistan's nuclear plants and nuclear weapons. Why? Because Israel wants to rule the world. Anyone who has studied the Quran and Hadith properly would know that, because they have studied the subject of Dajjal. Israel wants to rule the world. So that a man can stand up in Jerusalem tomorrow, meaning about 20 years from now, and declare, I am the Messiah, Al-Masih. But we know that the Messiah or the Masih is Jesus, Nabi Isa alayhi salam. So who would he be? He would be Dajjal. In order for him to declare, I am the Messiah, he has to first make Israel the ruling state in the world. And then he can rule the world and say, I am the Messiah. That you understand already. But in order for Israel to rule the world, Israel has to wage great wars. And that's the malhama that's coming.